And I'm Tony Geftis. We have live coverage of the Arctic blast that is blasting our area. Meteorologist Ben Cathy tracking your forecast with the most up-to-date storm models.
We also have meteorologist Ross Elliott. He joins us with a check of the weather and the weather. He's keeping an eye on those frigid temperatures and when they're expected to drop.
Mackenzie Keyline is at the Ohio Department of Transportation monitoring road conditions.
Meantime, we have Zach Pitts. He is braving the elements, letting you know what is going on across our area. He is in Fulton County as we speak.
And social media manager Rebecca Rainier is posting to our web, apps, Facebook, and Twitter, trying to keep you ahead of.
Regardless of the day of the week, we have you covered here on 13 ABC. As that news breaks, want to get you started with a check of that forecast. Let's go check it with Ben.
Hi, good morning, Tony and Tina, and good Sunday morning to all of you. Well, right now, the proverbial calm-ish before the storm. We are seeing snow fly across much of the area, but this is the lighter stuff before the real action begins later this afternoon and to the evening. More than a dusting now in many spots. The Tarta Tower is not quite snowed in. I think that'll change though later on. 31 right now. And you see the well, it is seeing some slick and white spots. 31 degrees though despite that, so kind of primed for that snow, as we will stay fairly flat in the temperature department for much of the early day. Live Doppler 13,000 HD picking up on that second band to move through. The other one moved through early this morning, brought a dusting to Toledo, and it's headed out towards Norwalk, Tiffin, and Bucyrus. Also Ottawa seeing some of that snow right now. Viper showing you that the real part of the system, or the bigger part, is still 600 miles away in western Tennessee and Arkansas. That low pressure, that big red L, that will slide up towards Toledo and bring a better chance of snow later on. But we mentioned temperatures are pretty mild right now, and our meteorologist Ross Elliott standing by with a look at the weather and more on that. Good morning, Ross.
Well, good morning, Ben. We do have that snow falling right now. It's light to moderate here outside the station, but a quick 1/4 inch of wet snow. Really the first time we've had some wetter snow for this entire winter. It's been very fluffy up to this point. But anyways, that is now on the ground. It is coating things pretty good and causing a few slick spots out and about this morning. Temperature right now hovering around 30 degrees, 31 degrees right outside the station. As we let that scroll by, you can see the latest is at 31. We actually got up to 32 a little bit earlier, and that helped things to melt just a little bit with the snow that was already on the ground. Notice the majority of the area is sitting or hovering around the freezing mark. We expect that to continue for the next several hours before colder air comes in later on today. Here's a look here at Hourcast. 31 degrees expected around noon, 29 by 3. As for the snow, though, it's going to stay light off and on. We've got this first batch coming in right now, and then that's going to shut off. But the main batch comes in, it looks like around 1, 2 o'clock for us, and becomes heavy quickly, especially after 3 p.m. today. The evening hours, snow rates could be between 1 to 2 inches per hour here, and then temperatures falling fast later on tonight, down into the teens. Let's take a look at how cold things could become on the other side of the snow. So this is a 1, 2, 3 type of punch here. We get the snow. Then we get the wind, the Arctic chill, all within 24 hours. By tomorrow morning, already in the sub-zero range, it'll feel like 30 below. Keep in mind, we usually have 3 January days where we're below 0 degrees. We should hit that in the next few days alone already with this Arctic blast. All-time record low, -20. That record is not completely safe. We'll come close to that. All-time coldest high is -9. We don't expect to get quite that cold. But again, we're talking about near historic cold here, something we haven't seen in 20 years. We've got all the details on the snow, the wind, and the cold coming up.
Good Sunday morning, everyone. Well, we expected those along the Indiana border to not only get the heaviest snowfall with this event, but to be the first to see some of it, and then the strongest winds and possibly near blizzard conditions. That's the wording from the National Weather Service in northern Indiana. And speaking of that, we got a time lapse, a really cool one, I think, of Archbold. You see 2 waves of snow. The first one, a few drifts ebbing and flowing along the side of the roads, and then things really starting to calm down, and now tracks left, some wheel ruts left in the road. Here are your winter weather alerts in the pink color. Yes, that's a winter storm warning. A winter storm watch was earlier on, but that has since gone out in lieu of this, and a wind chill warning too. So that will make its way in with the coldest weather in quite some time. What does this all mean, though? We're going to explain it here for you and why the differences in the past storm compared to this one. A winter storm warning generally issued for the potential of 7+ inches of snow. The key here within a 24-hour time frame. So this one will come in a shorter span And also, it will be more intense because of that. Been an inch to an inch and a half an hour later this afternoon, not out of the question. The last storm, well, it fell over 45 hours. That's why it was a winter weather advisory. There's your differences. As far as a predictor goes and the next system to come in, we have that energy riding along to our south. Here's the low pressure center right along the western Tennessee border. Predictor by the hour closer to home. Now by Wauseon, you're seeing a little bit of that snow, and Predictor doing a great job with this first of, well, the second of many bands to come. Rolling the clock here forward, a deeper color of blue. This is the best energy and moisture. This will extend its way farther up into the area. A little bit of a rain snow line to talk about here. That's down by Upper Sandusky, and you could see some of that frozen mix cutting into this as maybe some frozen rain, drizzle, or sleet, or just very cold rain. It's all in play farther to the south as we look at Predictor by the hour. What about the winds? They will come in behind all of this and make a big difference too. You see there'll be a sustained here 25 to 35 miles per hour by tomorrow morning. That's when some of the strongest winds come into the area, and we'll have even more gusty conditions too. Ross Ellett standing by, and he has the latest, not only the wind gusts, but also the snowfall totals for the next few hours. Ross.
Yeah, and it may be tough to actually get an accurate snowfall reading when this is all said and done with because of those winds, Ben. But here's what we're expecting overall across the area. Where we had that mix in that Ben was talking about here, that line pretty much from Findlay all the way up to Port Clinton, that's where you have some lighter snow totals to the east of that line, because we'll have more sleet, a little freezing rain possibly mixing in. So for Tiffin up towards Sandusky, we're looking at about 3 to 6 inches of snowfall here, 1 to 3 inches when you go to extreme eastern parts of Huron County, also Wyandotte County. We're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow there. Throughout the metro area, Toledo, Monroe, BG, Ottawa, looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow here total. And then the heaviest snow band coming in throughout Fulton County, also western Hendry County. Napoleon, you're on the edge of this. Wauseon, Adrian, Hillsdale, Bryan, Defiance, and Paulding all looking at the potential here for 10 to 12 inches plus of snowfall. And that's going to be what's already falling now, what has fallen over the last hour or so, and everything that's yet to come for later on today. But the winds, a huge problem with this storm overall. Now today, not that bad. We'll get to heavy bursts of snow, but notice these wind speeds will actually be sitting at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. It's after 9 o'clock tonight. That's when all of a sudden the winds kick on really fast. And Predictor probably overdoing things here a little bit with some of these 50, 55 mile per hour wind gusts, but 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts certainly are expected as this storm rolls throughout the area. Notice by 1 a.m., everybody dealing with 40, 45 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Extensive blowing and drifting will be taking place, and there's a potential for at least a couple hours in there at near blizzard or blizzard conditions possible with that, with the snow whipping around the area. By tomorrow morning, the winds are still up, the snow still drifting, but the problem is we get that Arctic cold that swings in. That gives us a wind chill here of minus 30s. You wake up on Monday morning, minus 36 Monday evening, and the latest projection of minus 42 by Tuesday morning. Cold that we have not seen since January of 1994. But for those actual temperatures, Ben, where do those go later on today and for tonight?
Well, Ross, we're expecting a high right around 33 degrees, so fairly static for most of the day. It's going to be a mild early time to get outside if you need to. Heavy or becoming later this evening. Winds strengthen quickly, and we could have near whiteout conditions in a few spots along the Indiana border. For tomorrow, your high 2 below 0 should easily break the existing record of 4 above. Extended forecast down to 18 below Tuesday morning. You'll definitely want to bundle up in layers. That's only 2 degrees away from the all-time record low. Ross and I are back in just a couple of seconds with more on this system.
Live from WTVG Toledo, this is 13 ABC Action News.
Good morning, everyone. We are starting with our continuing coverage of this winter weather alert. The snowfall making its way out of the area. The Arctic blast, though, still in full effect, and it's only going to get colder.
Yeah, we've got more than 600 event and business closings right now into our system. The majority of schools are closed. University of Toledo, BGSU also closed today. And because of all the snow, several counties have declared snow emergencies.
We want to get you caught up on some changes that have happened here just in the last few minutes. Those in red are under a level 3, including Defiance, Fulton, Lucas, Henry, Hancock, which is a change, Paulding, Putnam, and Williams counties. That means all the roadways are closed to non-essential, non-emergency personnel. All right, level 2s applied to Erie, Huron, Ottawa, Sandusky, Seneca, and Wood counties.
Several cities, villages also under snow emergencies: Adrian, Macomb, Middleton Township, Napoleon, Pemberville, Waterville, Wauseon, and Woodville. That means you need to get vehicles off of curb streets until further notice or face being fined and or possibly towed.
All right, we knew it was coming, and here it is. Thanks for joining us. 6:33. It's a special edition, expanded edition of 13 ABC Action News with you this morning. I'm Sasha Bray.
And I'm Jeff Smith. It's been a while since we've had level 3 status here in Lucas County. We've got complete coverage of this recent winter weather blast. We've been with you through the day yesterday, all the way through the night, giving you updates hour by hour. Our team coverage continues this morning.
13 ABC's Christina Williams. She is monitoring the conditions in one portion of Toledo this morning. Meteorologist Kelly Hybrader also joining us live with an update on some road conditions as well.
Yeah, great perspective there in Sylvania Township. Also, Zach Pitts driving the roadways, giving us real-time conditions out there. We'll check in with Nicole, as we always do, with an update on time-saver traffic.
We start with Bill Spencer with the first check of our forecast.
Ago, and now we can already start seeing some of these ground gusts happening as we get into the afternoon hours. Remember, exposed skin when you're at 20 below zero can have frostbite damage within 20 minutes, so we want you to really be careful outside. And of course, let's check in with Nicole right now with 13 ABC Time Saver Traffic.
Well, thanks, Kelly. Now, level 3, of course, means no one's supposed to be on the roads with the exception of emergency personnel and police officers and firefighters. Here's a look with one of the cameras. This is looking towards the east, and this is going to be looking towards Lake Township on 795 as it goes over 75. And again, normally this time of morning, traffic is picking up, but no one is really out on the road. See a single car there driving by. No accidents out in Lake Township or in the Rossford or Walbridge area to report back to you. Ice-covered bridges, overpasses, on and off ramps. Beware you find yourself out on the roads, but again, level 3 means emergency personnel only. Now, Zach Pitts, he is actually part of the media. Obviously, he is not covered under the level 3. Zach, where exactly are you, and what are some of the roads conditions? Are you running into any of the icy spots out there?
Well, good morning, Nicole. Right now, we're actually on southbound 75, and I can tell you what we're seeing right now, that wind starting to pick up. What a lot of our meteorologists have been talking about, that snow drifting, that is going to be the issue today. As you're taking a live look here on southbound 75, you can see, well, looks like the picture's breaking up just a little bit there, but I can tell you that that snow is blowing across the roadway right now. That wind really starting to pick up. We're actually coming to a stop right now because from what I understand, there is some sort of accident up ahead. I don't know if it is weather related. That is what we're on our way to right now. We have heard that it could possibly be a jackknife semi. We are, as you can see, still stuck in this traffic right now. We're going to try to get closer to that, bring you an update here in a little bit. But right now you're looking at a live picture from southbound 75. Just at this point, looks like just one single lane has been cleared out from those plows. At this point, still a level 3 snow emergency. So if you need to be on the roads, it has to be an absolute necessary situation or a personal emergency. Of course, we're on our way towards this accident right now. We'll bring you an update later on Action News. But for now, reporting live, Zach Pitts, 13 ABC Action News.
Now, 13 ABC First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschback.
And good evening. We have team coverage. I am Jay Burschback along with meteorologist Ross Ellett and Ben Cathy. We're tracking a line of strong to severe storms to our west. So far, guys, the storms locally have been strong, but not to severe limits. So something good for the short term.
Sure. And taking a look here back towards the northwest, if we could take a look at live Doppler 13,000 HD, you can see a few colors here locally with some of those isolated showers and storms. We'll start off the storm that we've been tracking here closer to Tiffin. Zooming in, that storm is now shifted to the north here from Old Fort, getting close to Fremont, putting down some very heavy rain here just to the south of Fremont. You see the storm track as we head towards about 624. It'll be in Fremont. Clyde here at 636. You can see as we continue to head towards later on tonight, Vickery 646. This storm continues to hold together. Could see some gusty winds with that, but also lots of rain and lightning. The main show, though, right now back off towards our northwest. In fact, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for areas just off towards our northwest. The leading edge of the storm, you see Coldwater, Michigan here. This storm will track into Hillsdale County. We've got one shower out ahead of that right now closer to Jonesville, but otherwise at this point we're watching these storms tracking our direction here over the next couple of hours. Let's take a look at the overall picture with Viper at this point.
Yeah, Ross, what we've got going on, and again, most of the warnings themselves confined out to the west of our area. That's what Ross was talking about. We have what's called a bow echo. So just like a bow and arrow, a lot of heavy rain up in Michigan. And also, we have some severe thunderstorm warnings out to the west. They're eventually making their way into here. Now, Jay, in just a second, we'll have the latest on the forecast itself.
And the heat out there, guys, is still kind of blazing with that sunshine. The current temperature is 92 after a daytime high of 93. Humidity makes it feel like 99 degrees. Here's the forecast now, the timing. This is maybe an hour early, but let's go through it into the future with Predictor. This is 7 p.m. I'm thinking more likely the storms just about a county west of Toledo at that time. So as football games get going, I do think southeast Michigan affected first, then Williams County, then Fulton, then Lucas, and it will progressively move south and east. So by about 8 prime time, I think, for Lucas County, about 8:30 for the storms to move in. With these, damaging wind, large hail, lots of lightning, and very heavy rain. So here's 9 o'clock as the games maybe into the third, fourth quarters, still threatened by that lightning. Of course, hopefully folks are aware of this. The coaches, the administrators, festival goers, festival planners are aware of what's moving through tonight. But I think by 11 or 12, that should do it. The severe thunderstorm watch does expire at 9 p.m. and the rest of our night dry. Tomorrow, no severe weather. In fact, it's going to turn out to be nice after kind of a drizzly, rainy start. UT fans, hang in there as you tailgate and get ready for kickoff. Drive-by kickoff. BG fans looking very nice there at 3:30 and more blue sky building in for the afternoon and for the evening. For tonight, severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. for everybody. Keep the guard up. Could see a lot of this. So if you see lightning, take cover. Showers after midnight, 64. Tomorrow, 74. Rain chances early, clouds through noon, and then sunshine developing. Now your 7-day forecast. Sunday, beautiful. 76, sunny. Nice Monday, 78 degrees. Tuesday, pleasant 80. Chance of rain Wednesday and Thursday. And behind that system, yeah, even a bigger chunk of cold air, cool fall-like air. Lows in the 40s, daytime highs only in the 60s. So we'll be here for you. Don't forget your cell phone. Get our app for free. Take us with you when it comes to severe weather.
All right, Jay, good advice. Thanks.
Now, 13 ABC First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschback.
And good evening. There are some clouds rolling in, but no rain or snow tonight. Live Doppler 13,000 HD confirms that. As far as the live look out there, we're looking westward with the live action cam from Oregon East Toledo. You can see that bank of clouds there obscuring a pretty sunset. Not bad, though. Nice twilight if you look higher in the sky. 37 degrees. The temperature right now feels like 30. Daytime high 44. That happened around 2 a.m. this morning. Still a few spots close to 40. In fact, we have 2 of them. Upper Sandusky 41, Hillsdale now an even 40. That's mild stuff for this winter, right? Warmest day of the year by far. Rest of us 37, 38, or 39 degrees. Let's get right into the forecast with Predictor. This is the map at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm going to let you get your bearings here. We have a lot of information to present. First of all, this is going to show the temperature and the precipitation at the same time. So you can see temps here are in the upper 20s as you wake up Thursday. The important thing is that it's going to be below freezing. That's not great because as the precipitation moves in, still a chance here for a little bit of this pink or purple area to fall as freezing rain, sleet, and rain all mixing together. Once we get into the greens and the yellows down here, that's just plain old rain. So we're going to see more and more of that, thankfully, later in the morning. So that was 7 to 8. This is 8 to 9. Your freezing line right here, still in the ice, possibly. Williams County, Fulton County, Lucas County, Northern Wood County, Ottawa County. But we're thinking the surge of warmer air starts to push northward here by 10 or 11. So near the state line, that's the freezing line about 10 o'clock. There's your freezing rain here, rain down to the south. Could come down fairly heavily in the morning, so it could be a slow down type of situation for schools and for you trying to get to work or your destination. Here's 12 noon, all liquid for most spots as temperatures start to surge late in the day. Still a high near 50 by evening, and it will be foggy and windy as we go into Thursday night. In fact, winds may gust over 50 miles per hour as that front clears the area. So it's going to be one thing after another. Little ice, then some flooding rain, possibly up to a half-inch or inch, and then the winds howling Thursday night into Friday. With that, a few flurries here for the daytime and much cooler. Highs on Friday only in the mid to upper 30s. Now for tonight, your low 27 degrees, so colder than last night's 40, 44 degrees. For tomorrow, an early mix of freezing rain and rain. We showed you that on Predictor. A foggy afternoon with more showers and storms developing. Severe threat, mainly damaging wind for our area. So those winds again increasing and shifting to the southwest and west. Late day high of 50. Beyond that, staying windy on Friday. Those winds howling from the west, 40, 50 miles per hour with a high of 38. Dry for the weekend, cooling down from the 30s into the 20s. Dry Monday, 25. Light snow showers Tuesday, 23. And another surge of Arctic air. Highs only in the teens next Wednesday, and a couple nights there with single-digit lows.
From there, I want to get you up to speed on that forecast. We have meteorologist Blizzard Bill Spencer kind of tracking what's going to be a wet evening.
You know what was interesting was watching the radar with Bill this morning, and Bill, you were pointing out how we had this huge green mass of whatever it was coming our way,
Right.
and you were saying there's too much dry air
Right.
for us to get rain.
Well, a lot of rain anyway. We're getting sprinkles, Jeff, but I've noticed here in the past half hour to an hour, our theory that a couple of showers may pop, true, but the main stuff is going to be tonight and tomorrow as a drier easterly wind is beating down that big rain area on Live Doppler 13,000 HD. Then we'll take a look at the hourcast. Just a few areas of scattered showers, no big deal. Perhaps more of a steadier area south of Napoleon. Across Toledo, looks like maybe about 10 or 15 minutes of a very light shower. All this is moving in a northerly direction, and this was, a big area of rain this morning, but it's really falling apart. On the hourcast this afternoon, 71 to 75 will be the next 4-hour spread for you. A few scattered showers certainly will pop this afternoon, but I think the main stuff will be tonight, tomorrow night, where about a half an inch or an inch of rain may fall. When I come back in a few moments, we'll take a look at Predictor and see what's going on.
The economic impact of these vessels not being able to make their destination is would be relatively severe.
Record cold and ice swallowing up the Great Lakes, but Northwest Ohio's economy really depends on freighters delivering the goods to the Toledo port year-round. U.S. Coast Guard's mission is to break up that ice to keep the traffic moving on the Great Lakes.
Now, the icebreakers are like snow plows only on the lake, and this year has brought the biggest challenge in decades. Meteorologist Ross Ellett and photojournalist Todd Gartner take us on an exclusive journey you will only see right here on 13 ABC.
Record cold has allowed ice to swallow up the Great Lakes, but the Coast Guard is slicing through that ice to help save the local economy.
Sometimes you're out here for 10 to 14 hours, and sometimes they only move 5 miles because it's that thick.
87% of the Great Lakes are ice covered, and from western Lake Erie north to southern Lake Huron, the only open water you'll find is behind the Bristol Bay icebreaker.
The general consensus is this is probably one of the worst, top 2, last 30 years. Everything came about 1 month ahead of time. OS1, Mr. Henry. Hey.
Nearly 7,000 jobs and $1.1 billion a year comes into Toledo by boat. The area depends on winter deliveries of heating oil, coal, and road salt.
As if we don't get these tankers through, then the economy basically stops. For now, I'll just continue cutting this relief track because any work we do today is work that we save tomorrow.
Yesterday, the Coast Guard freed this lane up for traffic. By this morning, the brash ice refroze so thick you could actually drive a vehicle on it.
It's a never-ending struggle, but that's why we signed up for the job. That's why we're out here, and this is what we're built to do. And we'll just wait an extra couple hours for the Joyce L to actually make her way down.
When we were on the Bristol Bay ice cutter, the mission was to clear a path for 2 freighters. One was the Joyce L. Van Eckenvoort, which was en route to Toledo, but the cold weather and dense ice kept delaying those plans.
We have the throttle all the way down right now, and we're barely making about 4 knots.
It takes 20 to 30 men to keep up the forward momentum.
Hey, heads up. Heads up. Forward is coming. All right, right now we are in the engineering control center. This is the heart and soul of the ship with the propulsion. This is where they control pretty much everything.
The quartermasters of the watch operate on the top deck.
They're the ones that are working all the navigation equipment, working radio comms, communicating with vessel traffic system, and making sure that we're navigating safely as well.
The air temperature right now is near 0 degrees, but it's never too cold to grill.
Actually, though, we did have it the other day. You can always tell when we're having something on the grill. You'll see the cook come in and he's bright red and he's freezing. We'll walk all the way forward. We'll go down the next deck down. Well, right now we're in the epicenter of the earthquake. I like to tell people that breaking ice is like being in an earthquake for 14 hours a day. Again, this is the forwardmost part, so you're really feeling where the ice is actually hitting the hull.
When the earthquake ends, modern luxuries are still miles away.
We have 2 7-man berthing areas. You see, the racks are 3 high, kind of tight, but enough for what we need to do the mission. We have to be self-sustaining at all times and ready to fight whatever comes at us.
Keep these tracks groomed, keep the water flowing, keep the commerce moving.
Love icebreaking. It's a great mission. It's a lot of fun. It's a challenge. Every day is different. Every time you're going into something, you think it's going to go one way and it goes a different way, so it's constant adjusting.
And the mission named Operation Coal Shovel will keep going for weeks thanks to the harshest winter in decades.
That's some tough ice right now, so unless we get some significantly warm weather day after day after day, this stuff isn't going anywhere for, I'm saying, at least a couple of months.
Eventually, temperatures will warm up, and when that happens, ice jams and major flooding could happen. But if that occurs, the Coast Guard will be there to help unclog the jam. Reporting on the Bristol Bay, Ross Ellett, 13 ABC Action News.
That was absolutely fascinating. And he says, you know, it freezes up again almost as soon as they get it, so they have been busy this winter.
Maybe next week, maybe a little respite. Huh?
Hopefully, for all of us.
Yeah, for everyone, right.